Good evening. Thank you, Madam Moderator, members of the Board of Selectmen, members of the Board of Finance, members of our representative town meeting, our state delegation, other elected officials, members of the public, for the opportunity to provide this update on our town. A tremendous amount has happened in the past year. As always, I want to give a big thank you to all of our volunteers serving on the boards and commissions who give so freely of their time. These citizens are dedicated to helping our town be the best in the state. A special thanks to those members who volunteered on the Fairfield Building Committee, and especially its chair, Mr. Jim Bradley. I'm grateful for our town department managers and employees for their professionalism in raising service levels, productivity, and overall efficiencies. I'm deeply appreciative of the Board of Education, the central office, our teachers, and our administrators. Their excellence in delivering a top-quality education to our students should never be taken for granted. They have kept our students engaged, involved, learning, and reaching for new heights. If anyone has any doubt about the magic they work with our students, I would ask you to attend just one of our high school holiday concerts. I attended the Carillon concert at Fairfield Ward this past December. It was truly amazing. I was in awe of the talent, skill, dedication, and precision demonstrated by our students. I'm proud of what my administration has accomplished. We've worked together to overcome many challenges. It is the teamwork of our boards, commissions, volunteers, town and school managers that has been and will continue to be the hallmark of Fairfield government. We live in a time of great uncertainty at the federal government level and at the state government level. We even have a certain amount of local angst with the prospect of a special election. There is certainly more than a little bit of controversy. We have to find a way as elected officials to work together to fashion a budget over the coming months. We owe it to our citizens to provide the best demonstration of teamwork. We should be setting an example for our state and federal governments on how working together produces the best results for our residents. This is really the best tradition of Fairfield government. This past year was another solid year for our town's financial performance. We delivered a budget for fiscal year 17 with a decrease in the town-side expenses. This budget did not reduce or defer any services. The budget included full funding for annual pension costs, full funding for the annual retiree medical costs, or OPEB, increased paving investment, increased sidewalk maintenance, more public works equipment, increased snow clearing allowance, increased senior center support, a supplemental contribution to surplus to support our AAA credit rating, and continued funding for our school security personnel. The combined budget for the town and Board of Ed represented a 0.79% increase, representing the second lowest budget increase in the past 20 years. Last summer, we issued just over $20 million in bonds. We have the highest possible credit rating from all three national rating agencies. Our AAA rating that we've worked so hard for really paid off. The winning bid offered a 2.026% interest rate for 20 years. This is the lowest interest rate in our town's history. One of the biggest challenges we faced was the state's reduction to our municipal aid of an estimated $3 to $4 million. This included close to a $2 million cut in ECS, or educational cost sharing. Working with our Board of Finance, the Board of Education, and key department managers, we were able to use surplus from fiscal year 16, excess Board of Ed healthcare reserves, and reduction in key town budgets to minimize the impact on our town. Again, I want to recognize and thank our labor unions for their continued support and cooperation as we look for creative ways together to manage future costs. We could not have achieved these goals without the exceptional effort and dedication of our Chief Fiscal Officer, Bob Mayer, and the Finance Department team. Economic development was a key focus this past year. Sacred Heart University has purchased the former GE property. This purchase will move the property into a tax-exempt status and reduce our future tax revenues. This does create some short-term challenges. We are in discussions with Sacred Heart to look for creative ways to minimize the loss of this revenue. However, in the long run, this dynamic, growing university should be a real benefit to our town and a driver for our local economy. Fairfield is unique in having two top-quality universities in Sacred Heart University and Fairfield University. We are working with both universities to align our strategic goals and maximize the impact on our local economy. Commercial building activity surged in 2016, eclipsing the $64 million mark. This is nearly double the prior year and the third highest total in the last 15 years. Our economic development efforts are paying dividends. A prime example is a 130,000 square foot mixed-use development on the old Fitness Edge property, taking advantage of our zoning regulations promoting TOD, or transit-oriented development. The Economic Development Commission has spent the past year working on a long-range plan that is near completion. This effort involved much research, interviews with key stakeholders, and several public hearings. This plan will provide direction in how to grow our grand list in the years ahead. Our economic development team is also busy tackling some current obstacles to continued development. The department helped the town attain a $375,000 grant for a planning, engineering, and pedestrian safety study for Black Rock Turnpike. This business corridor is a key area for future growth. In addition, there are two pending grant applications for funding to make pedestrian, roadway, and streetscape improvements for both Southport and for the Grassmere neighborhood. Everyone should be excited about the projects we are collaborating on with the Fairfield Museum, including much-needed improvements to the Burr Homestead. This historic landmark has suffered too long from deferred maintenance, is now undergoing significant renovations to make it much more attractive to visitors and functional for special events. Mike Jaley and his Fairfield Museum team didn't stop there. They're also completing renovations on the historic Sun Tavern and the Victorian Cottage. There have been numerous other projects and initiatives, from the downtown farmers market on Sherman Green to DPW's collaboration with the Fairfield Board of Realtors to create a pocket park on Reef Road, to teaming with the Fairfield Museum and the Chamber of Commerce to launch Halloween on the Green. Several thousand visitors to Halloween on the Green have confirmed this is a new Fairfield tradition. In the ongoing effort to promote Fairfield, the department unveiled a new tourism website. This new site, experiencefairfieldct.org, is mobile device friendly. It also complements the new Fairfield Town Map and Guide, distributed at more than 280 locations. Our fabulously successful Restaurant Week is going to be expanded with a spring edition called Dine Out Fairfield. Mark your calendars. This will be held February 27th to March 5th with over 30 restaurants participating. This is another opportunity for residents and visitors to explore Fairfield. The newly renovated FTC warehouse has had a major positive impact on restaurants and businesses in our downtown area. Our thanks to John Reed and the team at FTC for their award-winning project and for helping make Fairfield known far and wide as an arts and culture destination. FTC is a key engine driving our local economy. When you look at all that's been accomplished to keep Fairfield vibrant and growing during a very turbulent economy, I believe Mark Barnhart and his team are the most productive economic development team in the state. Fairfield also continues to be a leader in sustainability. In 2016, we saved almost $1 million and over 5 million kilowatt hours through energy conservation. We're currently working to convert most of our facilities to LED lighting with a goal of saving another $110,000 a year. Our solar projects are expected to generate over 4.5 million kilowatt hours, saving $375,000 per year. The cogeneration facility at police headquarters will generate 440,000 kilowatt hours and will save $50,000 per year. Our largest user of energy is the water treatment facility. Our goal is to achieve zero net energy by 2018. A new fuel cell will produce 3.5 million kilowatt hours and save over $450,000. A 1.4 million kilowatt hour solar generator will be operational on a landfill. The methane produced will be used to heat the treatment facility. Waste heat from the fuel cell will be used to heat the compost facility. A new $2.5 million microgrid will ensure the water treatment facility operates during major storms and power outages. As always, a special thank to Ed Bowman for his leadership in this area. The Bigelow Center for Senior Activities continues to thrive and grow. There are 3,120 registered senior center members with an astonishing 1,792 signed up to receive the center's weekly email announcements. The Bigelow Center, with the help of volunteers, the Economic Development Department, and the Chamber of Commerce, published a new brochure filled with discount programs and services for seniors. This is the first such guide to be published by a senior center in Southwest Connecticut. It contains over 100 businesses offering discounts for our seniors. This is a great example of an initiative that's good for our seniors and good for local businesses. Pickleball continues to grow and expand. The center boasts 9 statewide medal winners. The next step is on to nationals. Our Parks and Rec Department is very supportive of the sport and has dedicated 4 new pickleball courts at the Tungus Hill Park. As a special note, there's a newly formed Friends of the Bigelow Center for Senior Activities dedicated to fundraising to help support enhanced services at the center. You'll be hearing more about this in the future. Our social services team received a total of $22,000 from Operation Fuel to help over 60 families with heating and utility assistance. The social services team has taken responsibility for the municipal veterans service contract. The team now plays a key role in providing services to our veterans, including vocational training and reemployment, rehabilitation, adjustment to peacetime life, and assistance in applying for services. Our school district is without a doubt one of the most important assets of our town. It is important that we do not take this excellence for granted. Our superintendent, staff, teachers have provided consistent, quality education year in and year out. Our schools are the #1 reason people are moving to Fairfield and keeping our town growing. We've made significant progress on a number of school projects. Riverfield Elementary School renovation, Mill Hill Elementary School roof replacement, Dwight Elementary School roof replacement, Fairfield Woods Middle School roof replacement, Fairfield Woods High School roof replacement, Osborne Hill renovation and walkway project, Fairfield Ludlow High School renovation, Holland Hill Elementary School renovation, and a district-wide project for enhanced school security. Our schools continue to be a great value. In the area of town planning and zoning, the town has qualified for FEMA's National Flood Insurance Community Rating System. This means residents qualify for a 10% discount on their NFIP flood insurance premium as of October 2016. This applies to both new policies and existing policies when they're up for renewal. This is an estimated combined savings of over $400,000 per year to our residents living in a flood zone. The 10% discount is one of the largest available in the state. The update on our FEMA grants used in raising homes shows 27 projects have been completed so far, for a total of $3.6 million distributed in reimbursements. Our neighbors in the beach area are still not fully recovered and are struggling every day to get their lives back to normal. Special thanks to Jim Wendt for his extra effort as he put in completing the mounds of paperwork on a timely basis to keep the affected residents' checks flowing. On to Parks and Rec. The Parks and Rec Department continues to offer an amazing array of programs for young and old, indoors and out. And here are a few highlights from this year. Penfield Pavilion is now complete, and the committee is pointing towards a ribbon cutting in the next few weeks. Smith Richardson Golf Course took top honors as one of the best in the state. A restructured summer playground camp program allowed more than 1,000 children to participate. Rentals at Penfield 1, Penfield 2, and the Beanery Recreation Center have increased by allowing reservations to be made more than 2 years in advance. The Halloween Haunted House, produced by the combined efforts of the Fairfield firefighters, DPW, and the Parks and Rec Department, raised $9,000 to help the Fairfield Firefighters Charitable Foundation. And Clam Jam, once again, went off without a major impact on the neighborhood. This is a result of the teamwork between Fairfield University, our police, our fire department, and Parks and Rec. A big thank you all around for that. When we look at our DPW department, there's so much they're doing, I couldn't list it all. But a few highlights. We received a STEEP grant that will enable us to work on alleviating the chronic flooding in the downtown area. This spring, a drainage system will be installed under Sherman Green to capture the runoff from the post road. Major projects at Jennings Beach, Southport Beach, Sasco Beach, the Yacht Yard, and South Benson Marina, and the fishing pier achieved a much improved ADA access, including new sidewalks and renovated ADA-compliant restrooms. This goes a long way to making our recreation facilities available to everyone. Improvements at the South Benson Marina also included channel markers, expanded kayak racks, dock improvements, and enhanced Wi-Fi service. In another area, our tree warden continues to work with UI on its enhanced tree trimming program. In the initial pilot program, 250 trees were removed from the public right-of-way, and an additional 230 were trimmed. Jeff Minder is doing a great job of balancing the need for improved resilience, thank you very much, and maintaining our scenic neighborhoods. And that's a tough balancing act to keep. Our library. It's so easy to take our libraries for granted. We have a remarkable library system. And I was amazed at this. Over 500,000 people visited our libraries last year. Our residents check out books at an astonishing rate, over twice the state average. And over 44,000 people participated in the different programs the library offers. Our library is recognized for excellence. It's received national attention when it was featured in Country Gardens magazine and Connecticut Parenting. This is a real tribute to Karen Ronald and her team. The health department, our health department is really thinking outside the box. They've used a grant to launch a pilot bike share program with Zane Cycles. The first season results showed real promise. 250 riders from 12 different states participated. They've also obtained funding and collaborated with our bicycle and pedestrian committee to create a series of bike routes around town, including a shoreline bike route. Public Works and Engineering also pitched in to complete these projects. Moving on to our conservation department, they've been extremely active. They've been keeping track of the Exide Factory and Mill River cleanup as it nears completion. The dredging is done, the bags of contaminants have been removed. We now have about a year of monitoring wait before development can begin. Our Conservation Director, Brian Carey, also obtained funding to evaluate flood protection options such as walls, berms, dikes, and dune ridges to prevent flooding from Ash Creek and Long Island Sound. The grant provides 100% funding needed for the study. There are a series of public meetings planned, and the Flood and Erosion Control Board is also assisting on this project. And our very own town clerk is using technology to improve our service level. Thanks to a new records management system, more of our land records are accessible online. This is a major service upgrade and convenience for our users. The system has also replaced the antiquated dog licensing program. Licensees now can print out at the point of purchase. Animal control can access the application from their office or also while on the road. And in addition, our town clerk, Betsy Brown, was elected president of the New England Town and City Clerks Association. Betsy is the first town... Betsy is the first town clerk in Fairfield's history to have this honor. In looking at our overall service levels, our constituent requests system tracked over 3,500 constituent requests for service last year. We've resolved or answered 92% of those. The top 3 requests came in the following areas: trees, roads, and parks. As we look at the challenges ahead, for the last 375 years, we know we must work together to overcome the challenges. This year, we are facing unprecedented reductions in revenue. We are facing significant cuts to state municipal aid. We'd suffered significant cuts to our state educational funding, and we have a loss of tax revenue due to the Sacred Heart purchase of the GE property. The major component of this revenue shortfall is caused by the instability at the state level. This instability is leading to dramatic and immediate reductions in aid, leaving us with little time to adjust. As the state develops a new approach to educational funding, it will most likely have an impact on our town also. How we choose to make up these losses will impact our quality of life. This is a critical time in Fairfield's history. Fairfield has a strong financial foundation, as validated by our AAA credit rating. We are better positioned than most towns in the state to withstand these reductions. It is crucial to plan properly for a future that has so much uncertainty. To that end, the Board of Selectmen has recently taken up discussions on an approach to a town-wide strategic plan. It is crucial for all stakeholders to be involved. We must develop a plan in which we all have ownership. We must take the time we need to get it right. This is a critical time. These are important decisions to be made on how we handle these revenue shortfalls. How much do we cut? What services do we reduce? How much do we ask our community to replace the loss in revenue? We all have witnessed the sometimes unseemly political discourse that is taking place at other levels in government, the name-calling, the political rancor, etc. As we face our challenges, we need to commit to following a different path. Our schools work hard to set standards for a positive climate for our students. They work to teach our students how to resolve disagreements without fighting, without name-calling, without bullying. They teach our students to talk, to listen, and above all, to be respectful. It is up to us to set an example for our students. They will be watching. We need to show the voters that we are working together for solutions that work for everyone. This is our opportunity. This is our time. How we choose to come together will define who we are as individuals, as leaders, and as a community. Everyone will be watching more closely than ever. How will they judge us? It's up to us. Thank you to everyone for your involvement, your volunteer spirit, and your support of our town, and thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight.